Morena, ata marie kia koutou e te iwi e te wānau, ko aku mihi nui kia koutou I roto I tēnei wā, o te raumati, e hewe anō rā, I roto I tēnei wā, o te puawaitanga mai o te Pohutikawa, anō reira ko ngā me I kia koutou katoa I tēnei ata. Nau mai e rarau ki tēnei pāpā o tangamata ora, a koutou kua piri mai ki te wakarongo ki tō tātou pau irirangi Māori o te korimako o Taranaki, mā te reo irirangi, mā te taupanga o te ware kōrero rānei, a tēnei te mei atu kia koutou katoa. Kei taku taha I tēnei wā, ko tōku manuwhiri tuārangi, a rāno hoki ko tētihi o ku karangarua o naunga o Ngāruahine, kuia ki mohio mai rā koutou te tiamana ai, te pau whakahaere, te pau WHAKARAE me ki o te Korowai o Ngāruahine. Ko tōna ingoa ko Paula Ka, morena, atu Māori e kia. Morena. For our wānau who are watching this morning, our beautiful Pau WHAKARAE of Te Korowai o Ngāruahine, Paula Ka joins us for a very special reason. And so firstly, I should ask you, how are you? Kei te pēhea koe, mi te wānau?
Oh, kei te pai ahau. I'm really great. Looking forward to a wind down, looking forward to Christmas and spending time with the whānau over the holidays. How are you? You've had a big year.
Yes, we both have, yes. Te Korowai o Ngāruahine has had an epic year. And I'm looking forward to everything to do with Te Korowai o Ngāruahine moving forward, which is the reason why I'm so happy that you found time for us this morning, Cousin Paula. Because today
anytime, Tanzan. I know you're a very happy person, and I'm anytime we can have a kōrero about exciting things like what we're about to talk about.
Thank you. I am very happy. I'm even more happy today. For those of you who are joining us, welcome. Welcome along to our live stream. Ai ata Māori e kia koe Kurt, to all of our wānau there in Te Wanganui Ātara, Wellington. Is that where you are, Cust? Are you in Wellington or are you home?
I am. I'm still in Wellington. I head off to Tamaki Makaurau later on today or tomorrow. But yeah, I will be in Taranaki in about 2 or 3 days. So it's a beautiful day today. It's been, Tāwhiri Mātea has been letting us know that he's there. It's been windy as in Wellington, but beautiful day today.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
That's cool. So you're coming home for Christmas?
I definitely am. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Beautiful, my cousin. You know, today is really beautiful. E te iwi e te wānau. I've been waiting for 6.5 days for this moment. I feel like it's my moment. I feel like it's an iwi Māori moment. I feel like it's a Taranaki moment. And the reason why is because today e tātou mā. Ko te kaupapa matua, ko te kaupapa motuhake o tā māua ko Paula kōrero ki koutou I tēnei wā. Ka kōrero tahi māua mō tēnei o ngā uri o Ngāruahine, ara o Ngāti Haua o kahu inua wai me kānehi umutahi. Ara koia ko ona hapu, a ko ia tētihi o ngā uri o Ngāruahine, kua roa nei tēnei o ngā uri, e kaha tautoko e mahi ana mō te iwi te take, mō te oranga tonutanga o te iwi te take, mō ngā marae maa o Ngāruahine, me tō tātou tau e ke maunga. Me ngā iwi katoa puta noa I a Taranaki Whānui. Today, Paula joins me for a very special reason. It is our moment e tātou mā. For a long time now, we have been watching over the 6.5 days our beautiful Te AORANGI DILLON out there on the front lines for Ngāruahine, putting everyone and everything else first, as she always has, not just in the last 6 days, but her entire life. This beautiful leader of our maunga. Because she's ours and she belongs to us all, to Ngāruahine and also to Te Korimako o Taranaki, we've sort of held back a little bit because she's been out there on the front line doing the mai. However, with a very important and special announcement that came 6.5 days, I'm late. 6.5 days is way too late. We should have done it on the day. However, beautiful kōrero came out by you, Cousin Paula, from Te Korowai o Ngāruahine. And may I also add that it was the most beautiful photograph of our Te AORANGI.
Yeah.
for those of you who didn't see the announcement, I'm sure you have, because there has been some amazing feedback, both on the Te Korowai Facebook page and also on our Te Korimako o Taranaki Facebook page for the announcement that was made. Now, our girl, e te iwi, she has been appointed as the TUMU WHAKARAE, the Chief Executive of Te Korowai o Ngāruahine Trust. And that is an epic announcement. And today I have been waiting for 6.5 years to congratulate our girl live on, oh my God, I'm getting emotional.
You've got to start crying, Tamsin.
Yeah, I know, because it's such a big deal. When I think about her mum and dad, I think about Uncle Barry, Wakaruru, I think about Auntie Daisy, I think about your dad, cousin, your nan, your kuia, and I think about all of them and all of our Ngāruahine elders, and everybody would be just so proud of her. She's a beautiful, humble, selfless, just amazing, amazing leader. And I couldn't be any more proud of you, Cousin Paula, at Te Korowai o Ngāruahine, with the announcement and with the appointment of our girl as the TUMU WHAKARAE of Ngāruahine, and how appropriate and befitting. One of the things that really blew me away in the official announcement that you made in the kōrero was Te AORANGI, again, he te iwi, just setting the tone again. Te AORANGI, she is an uri of Ngāruahine, Ngāti Haua o Kahu in Niuawai and Kānehi Umutahi, Hapu. Te AORANGI is an active uri in our iwi and was an elected Ngāti Haua trustee on Te Korowai board. Te AORANGI has a strong understanding of our uri, our wānau and our apu. She is tikanga-led. She truly is tikanga-led. And this is the direction of Te Korowai. And this is the direction Te Korowai is moving in. Boom, there it is. It's encapsulated in that part. Immediately grabbed my heart, and I was in tears when I read the announcement. I may or may not have already known, but because my girl, our girl actually may or may not have let me know just before that went up. But reading it like that, with the world as well, powerful. Cousin Paula, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk about this and this amazing of the TUMU WHAKARAE.
Ngā mihi, Tamsin. Look, I'm so proud of our Te Korowai o Ngāruahine Trust Board. You know, it's the post-settlement governance entity that has a big responsibility, that is to oversee the growth of our treaty settlement assets and distribute the wealth, and doing that through strategy, various strategies. We've had a bit of catching up to do as this current board coming into the role in October of last year. We've just marked out the end of our first year. And we said, look, this is a board that needs to be progressive. For our organisation, we need to provide direction, setting advice that will set us on a good path. We've got to get out of establishment mode into growth mode, and growth mode means lots of things to different people. But it's about growing our people, succession planning, putting meaningful strategies in place, and resourcing that so that they are successful. And so we're on a mission from the get-go. It took, we allowed ourselves a little bit of time to familiarise ourselves with one another, and to pick up on some work that the previous board started, which we knew we had to finish, which included our 5-year strategy, ka ora takutoa, a visionary strategy. And since then, we've had other strategies being developed. And, one of the wonderful things is we said succession planning at board level. We need to grow future board members. We need to grow future kaimahi. We need to grow, future managers. And I wasn't sure that we were going to be doing that for this position, but as it turns out, that was what the board wanted, or that was what the board was comfortable with. It wasn't a walk in the park for Te AORANGI getting this role. She was up against some stiff competition, but our board made the call that we had an amazing leader in amongst us, and an amazing option. Te AORANGI gave us the option to choose her. I mean, that was that was really great leadership, in the fact that she had her whānau, her hapu, her people right behind her to support her application, and so, you know, now she's appointed as the chief executive. So we know that in growing Te Aorangi and putting Te Aorangi in that position, she will grow others, and that was really important to us. And because we know her, she's amazing, and we couldn't be happier with the decision.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Cousin Paula, for sharing that. I love it. Absolutely. I love everything that you just said. She has amazing experience in terms of Māori strategic development, governance, management, etc. She manages the wānau, the iwi, the marae, the hapu. But, you know, one of the beautiful things about our girl is that she can do the front and the back of the pā, of the marae. She does the pai. Sometimes she's the only one there. And I know that, hand on heart, for a fact. With Herewini at many of our uhunga, but with many others as well, when people are able to make it. But our girl will always be there, you know. And she's been with us for a wee while now. It's Korimako. And no matter what, if Ngāruahine need her, she's home. If there's an uhunga, there's a tangi, she's gone. Like, just sorry, whānau, I'm out. Got to go.
Oh, look, I totally agree, Tanzan. I totally agree. So she knows what's important. She knows what matters and what comes first. And we are right behind her. I've seen her just like you, and hundreds of thousands of us have probably seen her out. And you go, my God, there she is again. There she is again. Wow, there she is again. And you know, she's got the deepest heart and love for our people. And she's there in so many different, you know, she's there in such a supportive and role across our iwi, across our rohe, and beyond our rohe too. You know, she's not unfamiliar with the national space as well. So, yeah, she's an inspirational leader, and I just can't wait to see what she's able to do. She will add her own flavour. She will. She's got a good roadmap to pick up as she comes into the role. She's got good people who are around her to support her, and yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
It so is. It's so exciting for Te Iwi Māori. It's exciting for Taranaki to bring in somebody who is tikanga-led first and foremost, with wānau at the heart of everything she does, the marae and the hapu. Cousin Paula, that was a big decision by Te Korowai o Ngāruahine, and I'm so incredibly proud of you for backing. I mean, way to go, Ngāruahine. I'm congratulating you, Te Korowai, for appointing the tikanga-led, on the ground with the people leader, who has been a leader for a very long time.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll accept that because...
Right,
yeah, and you know, as we can say the same for our kaimahi. You know, our kaimahi also demonstrate these kind of traits and characteristics, and love for our people too. So, you know, Te Aorangi just will enhance that and grow that more in the tari. She will be an example for us at the board. You know, her appointment also creates a space on the board. So, you know, Ngāti Haua Hapu will tell us, you know, what will happen there, and they will replace Te Aorangi. It's big shoes that someone gets to fill, but yeah, no, you're right. Tikanga base, you know, heart-centered leadership. That's what we see coming through our Te Aorangi.
Beautiful. It's mentioned in the beautiful announcement that is the direction that Te Korowai is heading in, Cousin Paula.
That is right. You know, that's a hint to what people can expect to see from us in the future. And, you know, we've talked a little bit about it in our regional meetings, and we hope people see this as an example for how they can perhaps approach their recruitment for their own people. Consider looking in instead of out. I mean, you know, from an external perspective, in my normal day job, my corporate job, it's really hard to find good senior Māori leaders with management experience, and the market is tough. The market is really tough. So the alternative is grow your own people, and it's so long as they have foundational experience and skills, and which Te Aorangi definitely has in spades. You can build from that. You know, you can teach all the technical elements to our mahi, and that's what we plan on doing. But the Te Aorangi equally will teach us.
I love that. What an awesome kōrero. Great answer, cousin. Thank you. This is a catalyst, I believe, for other iwi. I feel like Te Korowai o Ngāruahine are leading by example in terms of the appointment of our girl, Te Aorangi, as the CEO, Te TUMU WHAKARAE or Te Korowai o Ngāruahine. It's definitely going to serve as a catalyst for all of our iwi. Your wakaroa on that, cousin, in terms of bringing in young, beautiful leaders?
Oh, look, that's right. So the board, Te Korowai board, have made a commitment to growing future governors, growing future trustees, and also a focus on looking after our kaumātua in a way we haven't before. So we want to prioritise putting support and doing things differently for our kaumātua, because they play a really important role in our iwi. The other is rangatahi. You know, rangatahi, there's just so many leaders out there that either we know about or we don't know about. They exist. We just want to invite them to come forward, make themselves known to us if we don't, because it's really important that we have rangatahi voice at decision-making table, but at every end of the process, from management right through to our governing board. And so the next phase of Te Korowai Ngāruahine Trust Board, when we come to set some goals in the new year, it will be about how do we prioritise rangatahi in a way we haven't before. You know, we have a rangatahi, a ukai-pō strategy, and we've created a position last year, and which is wonderful. So we've started some stuff. We're just going to be building on from there. So, yeah, I'm excited about the work that Emma Gardner has developed and co-designed with Kaimahi and with others, especially with our ukai-pō rōpū. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens in the new year, next year. But the potential is huge, Tenzin.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. I feel like I want to acknowledge Emma as well. Beautiful Emma. O mahi, kei te kite mātau I au nā mahi nui mō te iwi mō tō tātou iwi o Ngāruahine, e mihi ana ki a koe. Well, I think, Cousin Paula, I should bring our girl in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring her in so
I
we can...
think so.
There she is. I'm just going to move there. There she is, Te Aorangi. E te tuakana. Morena. Atamari ki a koe te tuakana Te Aorangi. Kei te pēa.
Ai, kei te paia hau, morena mai e te iwi, koutou rā e wakarongo mai nei ki te korimako o Taranaki. Just going to put in that little promo for our wonderful station here e te iwi, tō koutou whē tuki manoa. Ai rā Tams, Paula, ngā mihi nui ki kōrua e tēnei wā o tira. Ki te maria e mātakitaki mai nei hoki.
Rawe, beautiful. So the thing is I've been waiting for 6.5 days to talk about you. And the thing is if you were anyone else from somewhere out, like anyone about Wano, it would be you and I interviewing them and giving them their moment as the CEO, the new TUMU WHAKARAE. If it was anyone else, and that's just not fair, because it's you and you're ours, and you belong to Te Korimako o Taranaki. We have, because of the whole, you know, there's humility, but there's still humility in this, because this moment, why I was saying this is, I feel like this is my moment, because it is. This is a win for Taranaki. This is a win for us as Uri of Ngāruahine. This is, oh my God, I'm going to get all emotional again, but there's a reason why, because it's a win, because I know your mum and dad, sis, will be so proud of you. And your kids deserve this moment as well. And so does Mike. And so does everyone in the family. And all of those kids that are always in the background there at your house that you raise as your own. And all of those kids at Te Kura o Ngāruahine as well. And they deserve that moment to see their waine be acknowledged as the new TUMU WHAKARAE of their iwi, of our iwi. And so, aroha atu ki a koutou e te iwi, e te wānau. mo te ākuatanga o aku nei roi mata, engari ki mohi mai koa te he roi mata pai, I promise. Happy as tears, totally. But also for them, for any aspiring leaders who will ever watch this. Remember that giving your heart and soul to the people, showing up to those tangi, and all of the hui, even when you're having a tough time yourself, is totally worth it. You can still achieve great things, and you can be the CEO of your tribe by working in the back. One of the beautiful things and highlights of my year was coming to Aotearoa Maraesis, Te AORANGI, for the symposium, the research symposium. We were just about to get you on to be the breakfast host for Te Korimako. And what people don't see behind the scenes is what I always watch. And I'm very, very thoughtful about things like that. So for those of you who don't know, Te AORANGI was the MC that day for the symposium. But what you didn't see was she was also in the kitchen with the Ngāti Hauapiko crew, the wānau, serving everyone food. And I know this because she put my dinner away. She didn't have to, but she did. She got me some tea and our boss, and, you know, those little things that she does, and it's epic. It's not just kōrero, koia ko te waka tinana. So that's why I needed to have a moment to be able to say, sis, I've been seeing you. This year, but every other. Congratulations, my sis Paula.
Yeah, look, absolutely. You know, that's one of the many things that we love about Te AORANGI is her ability to lead out from the value of manaakitanga and expressed in so many different forms. So I couldn't agree with you more, Tamsin. Yeah. Te AORANGI, you're amazing. You're amazing, Te AORANGI.
Oh, man.
You know, and you're so right, Tamsin. I mean, this is a reflection of your whānau, your hapu, your people, your husband, your kids, your everything that you bring to the table. You know, it's everything that you bring to the table, which is substantial. And your acknowledgement, the recognition that the people are giving for you is also belongs to your whānau, your people who stand with you, behind you, in front of you, beside you. So, no, yeah, and enjoy it, Te AORANGI. Suck it up, enjoy it, because these, you know, this acknowledgement is going to last for a long time. So you totally deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Te
AORANGI, yeah, I know this is really awkward for you. Paula and I know that. We fully understand. But like I was saying, if it was anyone else, it would be you interviewing them and congratulating them and giving them that moment, because behind you is a massive support base, as is all your wakapapa as well, and I'm acknowledging them, which is why I'm emotional about it, because I know how incredibly proud all our old people are as well, and your sisters, you know, and your nieces and nephews and all your brother-in-laws and the whole family, but also on behalf of your korimako wānau as well, and our boss Tipine, who is extraordinarily proud of you as well, because now, you know, you're a role model for all of our kids. I mean, look at Tyson. He's making me feel the feels. Inspiration, auntie. Exactly, boy. Beautiful. Te AORANGI, moving into, because you'll be working in TUMU WHAKARAE, or even they'll be proud of you, as well as at Te Korimako Taranaki, moving into this space now as the CEO, my CEO sis. How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, it's a hard one to nail down, really, Tams, how I'm feeling about it all. I feel excited, humbled. Parts of me is like, oh, yeah, I already understand where the board wants to take this. So I think I'm really sad that I'm leaving the board, because this has been like a huge stepping stone for me to even like go onto the board, was like a massive decision. And yeah, I'm so sad to be leaving the board, because like we've got the coolest crew. We work really well together. Everybody's skill set really complemented each other. We're not shy of like a really hard conversations with each other. We're not shy of that either. So it's just been such an epic year. But yeah, leaving Tūtama is probably it has been the biggest thing for me, which really you never leave. You might change your position from within the whānau, within the kaupapa, but you don't really leave. That's an obligation too. As mokopuna of Parihaka, we carry that responsibility with us anyway, whether we're in there working. I've just had the privilege to be working in there as well, which has been just been the best training ground for me, I think, because we've had such exposure to just everything really, whether it's been in the mātauranga Māori space or down on the ground with the whānau. We were just exposed and offered so many opportunities, and I grabbed every single one of them that I could, because I knew if I had been working for any other organisation, I may not have had that opportunity. So, I really can't. I can't find the words that really encapsulate how I feel about moving on from there. But yeah. And then, my mahi within the hapu, which has been hapu effort, really, it's probably my other happy place is, talking about the whenua, being out there, running all those mānanga with my cousin, Donna, and having the support of our pahake and all of our rangatahi that have come. Like, it's just been awesome because I'm young at heart. So it's always fun. We're always up to something, and they're always keen to do something. They're real marae kids too. So they're not actually all kids, they're young adults. So even that, but that's not going to end either. There's other things that I was doing within the hapu that someone else will take over. But that's not hard either because we've got the same vision of succession. So there's always someone just like right there who's ready to take that up. But yeah, it's so, look, if I was going to say anything to anyone out there who's listening in, it's that you may not ever have envisioned yourself in these positions, but sometimes it's the right thing to do, and it is an obligation to your iwi, and you really should put yourself into those positions where you're really out of your comfort zone, I think. But, going on the board in the first instance was me getting out of my comfort zone. And then from there, realizing that, hey, actually everyone has the potential to do these things. It may just look a little bit different. And then having the encouragement also from, like from Paula, everybody along this journey of me being on the trust. And it's not you can do it. It's sort of just like you can do it, like, what are you talking about? Of course you can do it. So then you start to really think, well, actually, I could do it. And then to get that opportunity and for other people to see the hard work that your whānau have put in over the years, and for it to be acknowledged in this sort of a way is, I'm really proud. I'm not going to deny that. I'm very proud of where of the work my whānau has put in over all of the years, because I'm just a product of my sisters and my brother, because my mum died when I was young, so they had this other kid to raise in a sense, and they all did. They've all raised me, and my big cousins as well have had a huge impact on my life, and when I say that, by like telling me what I'm up to and stuff like that. So I have been raised by the iwi, I guess. I've been raised by the village. And so, I'm just ready to do my bit in this sense. I'm really lucky that the people before me in this tūranga have done a wonderful job. And so, my job, like Paula said earlier on, is to carry on with that legacy mahi. And hey, got the board right there too. So, and the rest of the Taranaki wānui, like I feel like we've all grown up together in a sense. So we all have a good understanding of each other. They all know me. So I love you all, even if I'm a pain in the backside sometimes. I think it's just exciting in a sense. well, yeah, not exciting that it's me, but it's exciting times at the moment. So yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it all.
Yeah. Hey, Tenzin, I putting yourself outside your comfort zone and putting your hand up and pushing yourself to grow into something you haven't done before can be quite scary. But that's when transformation can occur. That's when innovation can occur. You've got to extend yourself. You've got to help the people around you to think differently, think about another way. And look, scary was when I put my hand up to be the chair. I mean, of a board, of a iwi. I don't, my real Māori at the moment is poor. That's going to change soon, but it's like you got to back yourself. If your people says no, it's the right thing to do. If your whānau are behind you, because this is, no easy job, these chief executive roles, TUMU WHAKARAE, you got to take your whānau with you. And that's, we know, we could see that Te AORANGI has that, her whānau behind her. And she understands when you're working for the people, you've got to take the people on the journey. And you've got to involve the people in co-designing, our priorities, co-designing our initiatives, because, without them, we're not going to be able to deliver. Our people play a significant role in the things that we decide and the things that we end up delivering. And those are the ones where we get our guidance from, is our people at the end of the day. So Te AORANGI's significant contribution to our strategy, to the strategy annual plans, to, what the next few years will look like, up to 5 years, puts her in a really good place to be the best leader she can possibly be for herself and for all of us.
Wow. Te AORANGI, would you like to reply?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like we were saying before, there's a lot of legacy mahi in this work, and so I guess, we talk a lot about dreams and aspirations, but sometimes the dreams and aspirations get caught up in that legacy mahi, where we should still be able to dream and aspire to do everything we want to do, but finish off that legacy mahi, and that's our tupuna stuff that's been left behind for us. So yeah, I just feel like I say this all the time. I sort of feel like sometimes the real hardcore mahi gets done and I just happen to be walking in the door, hasn't been completed, and then the opportunities arise, and then there I find myself, I'm there in amongst it. And so yeah, I think the main thing is that, well, not the main thing, but one of the things is that I'm the youngest of my generation on my mum's side, and the youngest of my family. So I've always seen the hard work that gets put in before something, before any fruition comes to the table. And I think Atua Hoani at the AGM, he summed it up, that we've gone from ngā tau o ngā mokopuna, and at the moment we're in ngā tau o ngā tamariki, so we can start to see some of the benefits come out for us. It's not so much the future planning anymore. We can see some of those benefits, but we still have to carry on and understand that we're not going to reap all of the benefits right now. Some of that's going to come for, our mokopuna and stuff like that. But to actually see, there's some exciting things. And I was part of the facilitation with Te Uraura Ngāneko would have been about a month ago now, for the for our procurement strategy, Te Ara Toiroa. And he had a panel organised, and Hare Anef, he's a mentor of mine actually, Harry, very close with Hare and Ords, and Hare spoke about it during that panel discussion, and he said, it's awesome that we have this strategy in place. It's wonderful, it's going to be great for our kids, but if we don't take them all back to the whenua, then what does it mean? And it was around about then that I thought, oh man, I fully see myself in this, because that's my, that's the theory, that's the practical practice that comes with it too. So yeah, just things like that just, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And, you know, my family, you know, my immediate family, my husband and my kids are always like, what are we up to now, Mum? And so, yeah, just have to give a big mihi to my husband because he's the tokatu moana, I guess. You know, when the kids and I are coming and going and we're off to something else, we've got a kaupapa, we're down at the pa or whatever, he's definitely the dude who's holding it down at home for us, even if he's grumbling at us or whatever. Yeah, so it's exciting for all of us at this point in time because I think for them they've just seen our whole whānau putting in some hard yards, and now I guess in a sense it's not that it's come to fruition, it's just there's a pathway, I guess, and I'm at that different next step of the pathway. Yeah.
Love that. That actually totally makes sense. It's suakana. Honestly, I'm just extraordinarily proud. And I'm glad that we could share this moment with the iwi, because it's their moment as well. Tēnā koe, Cousin Jamie. Anō aku mihi ki a koe Kiriama. I was actually listening to your brother speaking with your auntie Te Aorangi this morning on Koniahi Kōrero. Te Wehi, right? He was on Koniahi this morning, and sis, you and Te Wehi were speaking about our reo, and the beautiful journey that his partners are on as well, but also the household. And that's something that I know that your whānau, very inspirational for many of our whānau, many of our uri. But what I love also is that the boys come home and they love their taueke maunga, they love koro taranaki, and they love linking home, and your nieces. So yeah, big mihi to you, Kiriama, and to our whānau as well. And I just want to acknowledge all of Te Aorangi's Te Aroa relations. Of course, we own, we feel like we're owning her. She's ours, just Ngāruahine and Taranaki, that's it. But I have to also acknowledge Te Aorangi's Te Aroa relations as well, and everyone that has helped to raise our girl to be the beautiful leader that she is. I'm just incredibly proud of my sis, my CEO sis. My CEO auntie hyphen sis. Only about age, but actually fine, Nikio. And that's actually quite cute. So for those of you watching, Te Aorangi calls me sis, but actually we were looking at Wakapapa, she's my auntie. And Kiriama will be my cousin. So but she might not like that very much because we're the same age. But I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also how I was getting really emotional. I was thinking of all the old people. There's one thing that for those of our listeners, the viewers, people listening on the radio and watching this live, and those who will watch it hopefully in the future, when you go back to when she became the CEO and watch that path and watch that journey, because this is the beginning of another chapter of Te Aorangi's, the legacy continues. She's picked up the baton here, and then it will start a whole another chapter of another part of the legacy, you know what I mean. One thing about us that we share together is that we were both brought up by the old people and both grew up at their feet, and eating their crumbs from their kōrero, from those tepu kōrero and those discussions. And so, we're born into the boardroom, which was our wari, our marae, as the kids. And, and that's why I'm so, so proud. I'm also proud of you, Cousin Paula, for everything that you're doing. I know that a lot of the kōrero today shared with with our beautiful Te Aorangi is exactly what you've been through as well in terms of the journeys, picking up the chair for Te Korowai. And you're amazing mahi in the corporate world as well, because that's a toughie, but you still come home. So I hand it over to you for some last thoughts, Cousin Paula, as we wrap up our kōrero for today.
Oh gosh, thank you, Tamsin. Now you are really going to make me cry. And that's, I guess, one of the biggest differences is when you're thrown into these leadership positions, you've got to bring with you all of what you have heard and seen and learnt, from those who have come before you. Just know that you have what it takes, and you know, just remember those moments where you're sat at the feet of our kuia kaumātua Korowai, those many times where you've spent on the marae, building your mātauranga, listening. But it's what comes from here too, is to be guided by what is pono, what is tika, from aroha, from a heart-centered space, and you will know what is the right thing to do for your people, with your people, about your people. So it's exciting times, and you know, this is also a message to those who want to consider themselves as future leaders. These moments will come up, and be ready to put your hand up and show yourself. Identify yourself to us. And this is not about Ngāruahine. This is about ngā iwi katoa. This is about, you know, ngā iwi o Taranaki, because I know that there are intentions around our rohe to grow future leaders. So be ready, be available, and let us know who you are, where you are, and don't you worry, you will be you will be picked up, and you will be. We will take advantage of you coming home or participating wherever you are, whether it's in Aotearoa or overseas. But for us, we're going to celebrate Te AORANGI Dillon, who next year, the 24th of January, starts in her new role as Te TUMU WHAKARAE Chief Executive for Te Korowai o Ngāruahine Trust. Ngā mihi.
Awesome, Cousin Paula. That was beautiful. Thank you. Te aorangi he kōrero ai. Thank you, Paula. That was on. Thank you, cuz.
Gee, I've normally got heaps to say. Just what would I say? I don't want to leave anyone out, I guess, but there's so many people who have supported me so far and will continue to support the whānau. And I'm just really humbled, actually, which is, yeah. So when you talk about my te aroha whānau like that, they really had the hugest hand in raising me. And Dad did a good job of keeping connected back to his mōkai Pātea whānau. And we have always known our connection through the Waikato as well. But I grew up here. So, you know, I grew up in Whakarae all of this time. And I've moved away and I've come back, and I've moved away and I've come back. And I don't know, I just feel like I've had like the luckiest upbringing, or the best upbringing, I guess. So there's a billion people out there who have contributed to all of this. And I can't name everybody, but like if I was going to say anything, and this is probably not what people are thinking, is like, I'm just so proud of my nieces and nephews, because they were so loved by our parents and our aunties and uncles. And my sisters, my older sister Rene, she came through, you know, she was a huge supporter of kura kaupapa Māori and te reo Māori, and that stems from our big cousin Kathy. And like, they've seen real fights, you know, over the years and what it's like. And I'm just so proud to see my nieces and nephews and my own kids come out as products of that. And I think that in itself has been a major motivator and a major support for all of us to realise that actually, you know what, yeah, we can do it. We'll do a good job of it. And yeah, the key is our parents just taught us to be hard workers, no matter what we were doing. If we're working at the freezer works, because I'm a graduate of the University of Eltham Riverlands, I went through there, whether we were at the kohanga reo, kura, teaching at the kura, in the media, whatever. Whatever our mahi was, we just had to work hard and pay our way, basically, with support sometimes. But yeah, that hard work ethic, I think, is probably key. Yeah, I'm probably rambling on because I don't really know what to say, but e mihi ana ki koutou katoa, e tautoko ana. And you know what, probably the most recent experiences that I've had that have really like boosted my morale and my motivation has been my time with Te Korimako, especially through the lockdown period, because that was a whole other experience of getting to understand what it really means to get kōrero out to the people in a pandemic. That was, well, it's still a huge experience. And also my time with Ngāruahine Iwi Health Services, that's sobering stuff when you are fully out there, and they did that last year. They've done this the whole time through. They haven't stopped, and that's the real deal, I think. You know, well, for me it's been the real deal, because you're right there and you can see the whole community, not just your own uri or your own your own little hapori. You're seeing the whole community across the board, and being a part of this huge support network. So yeah, I'm just grateful for all of the opportunities that I've had so far. I'm super grateful for this opportunity that's come my way. And yeah, I just got to do the mahi now, whānau. This is where the rubber meets the road. The interview process was horrible enough. No. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. I don't mean it like that. It was just putting myself in a position that I've never been in at that level before, and another character building exercise. I thoroughly recommend it. I really, really do. If you're thinking about what you know, that's how you're going to find out.
You know what, Tamsin, what we couldn't say, but what I was bursting to say at the end of her final interview is, because she had a room full of whānau tautoko there with her, including her kids. They were all your kids, Te Aorangi? Yeah, and that is how to do an interview. I was just so proud. We were just proud. Yeah, like I say, it wasn't a walk in the park. She had to really prove. But yeah, super proud.
I love it. I love it all. And I can actually picture it. I'm looking forward to, and so was our boss, Tipene, the Pōwiri, the Wakatau Meki. I mean, she's already home. She's already never left. She's a part of the fabric of the tari anyway. But, you know, we're looking forward to the Wakatau, where we can, you know, do the formal part with TUMU WHAKARAE as well. I just feel like she's not leaving me though. I won't let her know. I will play right up. But yeah,
I don't know whether it's even possible, but she's going to probably be even more visible. So no, she won't be leaving any of us. Don't worry, Tams.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just say a couple more things? Sorry. Whānau, get out there and get tested if you're not feeling well. If you have symptoms, please get along to the testing clinics. You can check them out on the COVID-19 TDHB testing website. And if you haven't got your vaccination yet, e te whānau, there's plenty of clinics out there as well. Check out Tuiora and Ngāti Roanui Healthcare. They've got a couple of clinics running today. Just always a time to get a health message out to the people, e te iwi. So yes, keep up with your hygiene, wear your mask, and the track and tracing, as Liana said the other morning, is very important.
Always thinking of others. There you go.
It was about her, but she just couldn't help it.
Yeah.
It's to give it back to the iwi, and I love that, and it just naturally happens. It's the cycle of things with Te AORANGI Dyllon, our beautiful CEO. TUMU WHAKARAE HOU, Korowai o Ngāruahine. She hates me saying that too. I write it to her in the chat. I say, "Morena, my beautiful CEO sis," and she's like, "Stop it! Just stop right there." And then I was saying that, then straight away, there she is on the live, out in Eltham, Te Arakamu and Hawera, just doing the mahi. So, you know, it's just a continuation of that beautiful mahi and that she spoke about, with that her wānau have been doing for her whole life. E kore pā ngā mihi ki a koe, kei o kutu ākana. Paula, thank you for joining us this morning. I could have spoken directly with just Te Aorangi and I and had our moment, but more appropriate to bring you in as the Pau Whakarae of Te Korowai o Ngāruahine. Thank you for your beautiful message. She is an inspiration to each and every one of us. Thank you for your message. It's received with love. I'll just leave that there for a minute. Yeah, Paula, thank you. You made this even more special by coming into kōrero with us. And this is not wakaii either for anyone that's watching it. Having our own Ngāruahine speak about Ngāruahine. Me waiho mā te kereru e kōrero. Goes back to that. Let the kereru speak for the kereru. Me waiho mā te tūi e kōrero. Leave the tūi to speak for the tūi. Yeah, me waiho mā Ngāruahine. Kōrero. Let's leave the Ngāruahine kōrero for Ngāruahine to speak on this matter for now. So yeah, so Paula, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Mere kirimiti, kia koe, kia
Mere
koutou.
kirimiti.
And it'll be a different one for the whānau as well without our auntie. You know, so thinking of you all for our beautiful Auntie Mate and all of the whānau at this time, at Christmas time, thinking of you all, cousin. So yeah.
Tēnā koe, cuz. Kia ora.
Sorry, cuz. Can't help it. That's the thing. When we look at each other, we see all the tupuna there and all the old people behind us. Everywhere, giving us the strength and courage to get on alive and talk like this. But if we don't, you know, we're not leaving enough seeds there for our kids to grab and to munch on. So these are the crumbs because we're not, you know, we're not at the pā talking about it just at the pā. We're here too, doing it on here. So anyway, ka nui e nei kōrero aku nei mo tēnei wā. I wā au ki te tuku I te mihi kātika, ki tōku tuakana ki a te AORANGI. I really needed this moment for our maunga, but also for the korimako. Te korimako Taranaki, thank you so much, Paul, for your beautiful message. Tēnā koe. It is received with love. Te korimako o Taranaki will always acknowledge the leadership, iwi leadership coming in. But this was a little bit different, special, even more special actually, because Te AORANGI is also ours. For those of you who will watch this in the future, Te AORANGI also works for Te Korimako Taranaki and is an absolute taonga for the station. We've been very blessed with her being a part of our crew and our team. So that's what's a very, very, very emotional moment, because whilst 6 days ago I should have done it then, the announcement, she was out on the front line because we've got COVID-19 in our communities. So she put the people first in the way she went, and I'm trying to get an interview with her and get cousin Paula on. But today we've had that moment to be able to do it for Te Korimako Te Tuku and to wish you all the very best, my sis, in this role. And we will be here for you anyway. Ko te aha, you know. Yeah. So e te iwi ngā mihi nei ka katoa. Merry Christmas e te wānau.
Merry kirihimete.
Nō reira nā runga I tērā ai waka kapi ake peange ki runga ki raro ki roto rire hau. Pai marire.
Pai marire. Ka pai.